Afternoon everyone, I'm still up at the allotment, done a lot of tidying, and now I'm going to tackle the bed behind me, and you can probably just about make those out. So they're the butternut squash that have been growing, and I've got to admit it's looking like a bumper crop this year. So if I turn the camera around and just show you what I've been up to and what the plan is. So the date is the 17th of September, so we are now getting into autumn mode. The weather's definitely turned. It was only 8 degrees this morning, and now we're into the realms of, as I say, getting ready for the autumn. So one of the crops that you need to kind of get hold of at the moment, or get on top of, is the squashes, which includes the pumpkins and obviously butternut squash here. There's some yukikuri there as well. So what I've started doing, and you can see with the pumpkins there, is basically we're keeping the fruit still attached to the vine, but stripping the leaves. And the reason we want to strip the leaves is, as you can see here, there's a lot of foliage cover, and so the fruit is still very much sheltered from the sun, and particularly with where we're at in the season now, the amount of sun and the intensity of sun that we're getting, or the intensity of the heat that we're getting, is a lot less than it was even a couple of weeks ago. And we really want to make sure that we're getting the most amount of light possible down to the fruits, and plenty of air movement as well, because between the light, the air movement and the temperature getting to the fruit, that's what's going to turn the fruits, which you can probably make out there that are green, into sort of the more the ripened versions of themselves really. And so a bit like with that one that's been uncovered, you know, that's not ripe, and if I tried using that now, well, it wouldn't have the flavour of a butternut squash, and it certainly wouldn't keep. And if I just zoom in there, you can see that actually that one on the back side, that looks like it's sitting wet. Hopefully it's not rotten. Well, I don't think it is, because I just had a quick check. But really we want to be in a position where they're drying out as quick as possible. And I'll just go back to the pumpkin, you know, by clearing the foliage around them, that's going to allow the sun just to really ripen those off and make sure that they will store nicely. So first things first with this lot, start cutting the obvious leaf that you can do, and by that I mean where you've got some side branching or some long growth here that hasn't got any fruit attached to it, then we're just going to be cutting some of that away, because it's not going to do much now. Yes, it will take in some of the sun rays and allow for a bit of photosynthesis, but in actual fact you'll do more good by removing it to allow for the light and the sun to get to those fruits, to try and ripen off as much as possible. So that is my job now, is to just go through this patch and remove some of that unnecessary growth. So I'll get cracking on that, and we'll come back and have a look. There we are, just thought I'd show you. So we're already making some nice inroads there, getting some of the excess taken off. And then all you want to do now is just where you get close to the fruit, just take off that end leaf and any of these little odd trails that you got, and then that is going to make sure that you get maximum light exposure and heat down to the fruit. And say this here, thankfully, well, it is water. It looks like it's got a little bit of skin damage, so hopefully that will dry out. But yeah, let's keep going. Right, so after just over half an hour worth of bending and cutting, managed to tidy up this squash area, and you can see that they're now nicely exposed. Hopefully that one there will dry out. So we've got quite a lot actually of clear, including random squash there that had made its way all the way over there, but I've managed to tease it back. So there you can see a mixture of squash, well, yukikuri squash and butternut squash, nicely exposed, and hopefully they will get to be fully ripe. As ever, you end up with the odd casualty. Those two there happen to be on a bit of vine that I cut by mistake, but you know, on the whole, pretty good. So yes, another job ticked off. So like I say, you know, we're halfway through September. Autumn is well with us now, but you know, with another 2, possibly 3 weeks of ripening time left on those squash, by just having a bit of a clear out and a thin down of the foliage, you're giving your fruits, your squash fruits, the best possible chance of ripening and being usable, and more importantly being good for storing. So yeah, good job to get done. Well pleased that I've got it done, and I think my back is probably going to be pleased that I won't have to do it again. So yeah, another allotment job ticked off that list. So if you got any questions, then by all means send them over to me, whether it's on this video or another one, and I'll always do my best to answer the questions for you and give you a bit of information or insight. If you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe to the channel. Always really nice to have more people coming on board, asking different questions, which you know, helps everyone really. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so you don't miss out on any of the future videos that I'm doing, and more importantly, as always, just enjoy what you're doing, because if you're not enjoying it, then it's just like work. So have fun. Until next time, there you go. Bye for now.